are all in one beautiful line. And I want you to stand up lovely and tall and drop down your shoulders. So think about lengthening the spine and through. And again, lift, lower and down. You're going to take the right arm and you're going to brush it over to your left side. And then you're going to do your left arm over to your right side. We just want a lovely little open through that waist. And then the other side. Okay, then take your hands down low into a dark position. Now, as you go into a side bend, I want you to think about engaging the muscles in the tummy. And as you come up to the top, you stand back into a square. All right, so into that square position. So over, stand tall, over, stand tall. And again, so it brings you into that little stop, pause, then take it over. Wonderful. Let's just take the right hand onto the top of the shoulder and then circle around. So we're going to just do it on this side. And then the other. Okay, and then through. 1 and 2 and 4. Okay. Now bring your arms down at the side of you. Now slide them up and just take them onto the top of the pelvis and then rock your pelvis forward and back. All right, so we're going to find our neutral position. So A to C. And as we know, when we're in that B position, we're always going to come out of it during our exercises, but we're going to come back in it as well. And I'm going to talk you through it as we do the exercises. So A as far forward as you can, C as far back as you can, and then B into your center position. Okay. Then drop your hands down. Now take your both hands onto your shoulders and then circle them back. 3, last time, and 4. Okay, now hands down to the side of you. Just look over your right shoulder, relaxing down, yeah? So as you're looking over your right shoulder, I want you to think about length. This is nice and stretched out, but you're relaxing the shoulder down away from the ear. And then we're going to go over the other side. So you're going to look over your left shoulder, and then think about lengthening down. And then come into your center position and then drop your chin to your chest. So you're just looking down at your feet and then you're lifting up and then taking that all the way back. And again, one more. So coming down towards your feet, and then lifting up and then all the way back. Okay. Now, ladies, I'd like you to just place your fingertips and feel around the bottom of your rib cage. All right. Now this skeletal muscle that you can feel under there, can't we? Under that 12th rib. It's called the diaphragm. Now this diaphragm has a lot to do with our breathing because it's skeletal muscle. So obviously as you breathe in and out, it's the primary muscle that helps us breathe. But it's also really important when it comes to pelvic floor. So just place your hands just at the sort of lower part of your ribs, feeling your beautiful diaphragm. And I want you to take some nice deep breaths in and out. So diaphragmatic breathing. There's a direct correlation, ladies, between the diaphragm, the exhalation of our breath, and engaging our internal organs, being one of them pelvic floor muscles, and also our lower abdominals. So just close your eyes or open them, and I'm just going to tell you a little story about your diaphragm, and then you'll understand how this is so important when it comes to our breathing and engagement. So as we breathe in, so diaphragm comes into like a flat, goes into a flat position, so it creates lots of space, yeah? So like a jellyfish, breathe in, diaphragm comes flat, all right? And it always pushes down slightly, all right? So the jellyfish is coming down. But as we breathe out, the jellyfish domes up. So domes up under the heart, snuggles up in just under the heart. So exhale, out, inhale, dome. Yeah. Now, every time it domes up into the heart. It's pulling the muscles up with it. So the lower abdominals, your pelvic floor muscles all being pulled upwards, and that's what we want. We don't want them coming down, we want them coming up. So exhalation, so important. And we want the exhalation to be longer than the inhalation, all right? So hands on to the bottom of your ribs. Inhale, but exhale a lot longer, yeah? Even double. So if you inhale for 2, exhale for 4. Now this sends a little message along the vagus nerve when it comes up into the diaphragm comes up into the heart. The heart then sends a little message up to the cranium through the wandering nerve, the vagus nerve. And it tells the vagus nerve has a big part to play in the parasympathetic nervous system. So the exhalation sends that message up into the brain. Brain then thinks about slowing everything down. We hit into that parasympathetic nervous system. And this is done with the diaphragm and the vagus nerve. So it's turned into a little bit of biology, a biology lesson, but it's really good to understand this. So why we talk about diaphragm. So last 30 seconds of it. Inhale, exhale, and then your diaphragm. Think about it, just imagine what it looked like, snuggling into the heart. And again, inhale, and exhale. There we go. Taking your hands down at the side of you. Come into just a side bend, just a small side bend. Now we're going to roll it down into the center. As we roll down, we're going to come into our extension and then into your flexion. And again, so away into an extension and then into flexion. We're going to give it 2 more. So away and then lift up. Now, A to C to B. If this is my A position, this is my C position, and that's about my B position. Take your right arm through, thread the needle, inhale and exhale up to the top. Still engaging the muscles in the tummy, and then up to the top. And again, so drop it through, and then lift it up to the top. Okay, hands out onto the thighs to do 3 on the other side. So 1, lift up. Remember, you're still in your B position. You're not coming up here, yeah? B position, down and lift. Hand onto the thigh and wag your tail, side to side. That's as far as you can. So we've gone sagittal plane into sagittal plane. We've done frontal plane, and then there's kind of go into a rotation. So rotate those hips. Round we go. So bend in the knees, obviously, as we turn, and then go 4 the other way. 1. So like a little body roll. 2, 3, and 4. Okay, now from there, roll it up, ladies. Roll up, and then pop your shoulders back and down. So you come back and front up. You're going to step forward on the right leg. And your back leg, you're just going to stay in a split stance, all right? Then I'm going to push back. It's not a lunge, not at this point. So it's forward, back leg to that. It's a split stance. Your heel stays down. Right. Push back and in. Hands to an upright row position. Keep them here. We're going to rotate. We're going to rotate. Now leave the arms just into the center. Push back, half stretch. The other side, push back, half stretch. Now instead of a rotation, sorry, that's right, I'm going to take the hands, I'm going to take them into a halo. I'm going to do that again. I'm going to halo around. Now I'm going to do 2 on the other side. So we've got a lovely stretch through those ribs, through those shoulders. Feel the rib cage move as you turn. So I'm going to do 1 halo on my right, and now I'm going to lunge back, yeah, a step or a lunge, up to you. Okay. Now I'm going to halo left, and then I'm going to step back or lunge on my left, yeah? So we go round and then back, and then round, and back. Okay, now I'm going to take my hand, still keeping them together. I'm going to go into a rotation on my left side first, and then over to my right. All right, so I'm going to go over to my left, and then to my right. Now, as my arms go over to the left, I'm going to take the right leg behind, left leg behind, over, and over. Okay, now on my next one, I'm going to change my arms. So I'm going to come over the top, over the top, over the top, and over. And you're going to leave them at the top, and you're going to then come down into a squat. Notice my arms tall, they haven't come down. 2, and 3. Last one. And 4. Okay, now bring them down just in line with the shoulders, and let's go again. So 1 and 2. I'm going to keep the legs moving in this position, but I'm going to go into a lateral flexion. So I'm crunching this time, the ribs down to the pelvis. And I'm going to keep the arms up. I'm going to squat down for 4. 1, you go, ladies, and 2. Much harder when you take the arms above the head. 3. Last time. 4. Okay, let go of the hands, take them down, and then side them. That's it. And 2. And 3. Now circle around both arms. Circle them together. I'm going to do this for 2. Just one more. Then I'm going to bring my arms low in front of me, and I'm going to reach. 1. I'm going to do that again. I'm going to reach forward. Then I'm going to circle the arms for 2 again. So 2 arm circles and 2 squats. 1 and 2. Okay, one more again. So 2 arm circles and 2 squats. Down for 1. Okay, let's put it together with a side bend. So we've got a side bend right, then left, and again, 3 and 4. Then I'm going to do 2 arm circles, 1, and then I'm going to do 2 squats. Round 1. Now on my last squat, keep the hands together as you stand up. Take it over. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. Over the top, lateral, lateral. 2, 3, 4, hands down. 4. Sorry. Then so hands up. 4 squats. Down for 1. And 2, 3, last time, and 4, lovely, ladies, taking your hands down, take your legs up nice and wide, and then just lunge over to your right side, and then lunging over to your left, and again, so we lunge over to your right, and then left. 2 more. Follow it over and follow it over. And then come up to it. Okay, bring your feet back to where we began, hip distance, and then we're going to roll it down. So you're going to roll it all the way down, and then you're going to come up. Inhale, exhale, and then you're going to roll it up. And pop your shoulders back and down. Let's do that one more time. So you can come down a little bit lower on this one. A little bit lower. And then come it back up. Inhale, exhale, and roll that. Okay, and then shoulders back and down. Okay, let's try and put some of that together. And let's do it with a hand weight. All right, so take your one hand weight, one little hand weight. Okay, all right, so There we go. So I'm going to place the hand weight just into my right hand to begin with, okay? I'm then going to take my left hand at the side of my head, and I'm going to come back into my side bend. Now, as I side bend over, the magic happens as I lift up. Yeah. So down, there it goes. And again, down, there it goes. I'm going to take the weight into both hands in the front of me, and I'm going to come up into a front raise. That's it. So I'm going to come up into a front raise. I'm going to do 2 more. I'm going to do 1 more. I'm going to take the weight into my left hand. Right hand comes to the side of the head, and then I come into 4 side bends. 3 and 4. So, triceps. I'm going to take the weight and start on my right side. I'm going to take the weight up to the ceiling, and then I'm going to drop it down. Right? Lift it up and drop it down. Now, to make this more secure, sometimes when we get tired, we start doing this, yeah? And the elbow comes away. You can take this hand and you can just sort of hold on. Don't mind how you do it, but keeping that arm nice and steady in towards the head. Down we go. And lift. Last time. Down we go and lift. Put that weight down in front of you. Swap hands and then take it up. So, arm. You don't have to worry about this hand yet. If your arm stays nice and close to the head, you can leave it there. You don't need to do anything with this hand. Okay. When you find that the material or your arm, the warmth of your arm against your head is moving out, then you take this hand and you secure it. Okay. 2 more. 1. Then you're going to bring the weight down in front of you. All right, bring the weight down in front of you. Hold on to the weight and bring the weight in. So my elbows are kind of not closed, slightly open. So I'm going to do a rotation. I'm going to do a rotation round, and then I'm going to do a rotation round. Okay, and stay with this rotation. I can make it harder because you could come forward into a little lunge. Then I could rotate. And then I can go in, and then I can go back. Yeah. So it becomes, rather than standing doing rotation, going into a static lunge position. So we go around to your left, and then to your right. And the hard part is when you push back. Okay. And again, so forward, out to your right, out to your left, towards the center, back. Okay. And again, forward, over. So I'm now lunging forward, but in a moment we're going to lunge back. So I'm going to do this halo, right, as we did with our hands. I'm just going to do it with the weight around my head. You can get those ribs moving. And 4, right? And then we're going to do 4 on the other side. We come around 1, and 2, and 3. Last time 4. Okay. Now, bring the weight down in front of you. I'm going to lunge back. Don't worry about the weight yet. We're going to lunge back to right, and lunge back. Now remember, you can always step back. And you can go into that little calf stretch rather than a lunge. Okay, down we go. Down we go. So let's do our halo around on the right. Then let's lunge back or step back on the right. Let's do our halo on the left, and then let's lunge or step back on the left. Okay, again, so we come round over the top, down, then we lunge it back, and then we go around the other side, and then we lunge it back on the left. And I'm going to chop the wood. So I'm going to chop the wood down on my right and lift up to the corner. Okay? Chop the wood and lift up to the corner. 2 more. So spiral and corner. spiral in the corner. Now, bring the weight up to the top. You're going to go into a lateral flexion for 4. But don't come over too far. See, the weight much more difficult for us through those obliques. Yeah, we don't want to come over so far, you're going to fall. So just a little turn. Bring the weight down. Now chop the wood left and up into your right corner. So chop the wood and up into your right corner. And again, chop and up into your right corner. And again, and we go. And up and through. Lovely. So just bring that weight down in front of you. Circle around those shoulders. And bring that weight down in front of you. Come down into a little squat. And lift up. Down to a squat. We're going to put all this together, ladies. Yeah? All these little exercises, we're going to put them together in a pattern. Or a sequence. Yeah? Down. Yeah. Wonderful. All right, so from here, let's go from what I've taught you. Let's put it all together in a little sequence today. All right, so side bend. 1 and 2, 3. So working those core muscles all the way from the hips up to the shoulders, hands through. Working the front of the shoulders into that anterior deltoid. 2 and 3 and 4. Now you're going to take the weight into the left hand. You're going to come over into those side bends. We've got 2 more and I'm going to lunge forward. Remember that rotation that we did. Then bring the weight up and through to the center. Come forward. 1, 2, 3, and push back 4. Right, other side. 1, over 2, center, over to your right side, into the center, and then push back. You're going to halo around, and now you're going to lunge back on the right. Back we go. Halo left. So looking deep into those core muscles, standing exercises. And again. Okay, halo, and then step back. And then halo the other side. Wonderful. And then step back. Okay. Chop the wood. So we come down. I'm just going to do 2 on each side. When it gets down to the floor. And then bring it down. Then 2 onto this side. 1. Okay. Now last one. Leave it up the top. Leave it up the top. But bring it into the center. 2 lateral flexions. Over to your right side. 1 and 2. And 2 onto your left. 1 and 2. And then bring that weight down in front of you. Take the legs up nice and wide. Take the weight into the right hand and give me an upright row. Right, so bring the weight up just to the chest. That's all. That's it. Just up to chest height. And I'm going to change sides. So my legs are staying still. Yeah. No worry about the legs. So we're not squatting. We're not doing anything yet. Could change this, couldn't we? So we could work upper and lower body at the same time, especially when we're, against time. So I could come down into a little sumo squat, and then I could come up into an upright row. Yeah. So I'm going into lower body, upper body. Yeah. Down we go, sumo and lift. Last one, sumo and lift. Let's change side. I'm going to do any fancy with it now because of time. Down we go and lift upright. 3 left. Down. I'm just placing my right hand onto my thigh. I really don't mind it. I just keep it out of the way, but don't press your hand into the thigh so it makes it easier to come up. Okay, let's take the weight into both hands. Let's come down into our sumo. Let go of the weight. Yeah, let go. And then from there, hands down, and then lengthen through those legs. So you've got that hamstring. Okay, drop the hips down. And then up. Okay, now this time, let's see what we can do. Drop the hips, take the right arm away, and the left arm away, hands together. Push the hands away, lift to the top. Over we go. And hands down. Circle those shoulders for 2. And we are there, we're standing. Well done, ladies. Okay, let's work with our mini balls. Quite a bit on the weight, so unless I find that we're fine on time, but as usual, everything goes so quick, then I might bring the weight in. Okay, we'll start with the mini ball first. Bring yourself up nice and tall, side of the mat. Now we're going to roll down. And what we're going to do is go into our little calf stretch first, and then I'm going to take one hand away and then touch my opposite knee. And I'm going to place that down, and I'm going to do that to the other side. I don't mind what hand you want to start with. I don't mind what hand. Down, down. And I'm going to take both hands down, and I'm going to drop the knees. I'm going to walk the hands away, and then I'm going to go into child's pose. So we've done this before, a lovely flexibility movement. So I've lifted up to box. I've come down, I've kept those elbows in. I'm lowering down towards the floor, keep the elbows in. I'm going to lift up to cobra. I'm then going to come back down onto the mat. I'm going to push myself back into box. And then I'm going to child's pose. And again, so box, put the elbows in, lower down to the mat, so like a tricep presser into cobra, lower it back down, push up into box, and then child's pose. One more time. Box, lower down, all the way down, back up into cobra, lift the chest, down, keep those eyes and those elbows in, and then push, box, child's pose. Okay, let's go into a seated position. Right? I don't want to walk just yet, right? We're going to use that in a moment. But I want to think about abs and arms, right? Abs and arms. So let's place our hands behind us, yeah? Abs and arms. So I'm going to put my feet parallel, knees parallel. Now notice that my fingers are facing forward, yeah? They're facing. I'm going to keep, right like we did with the cobra, the elbows are going to stay in, right? Not out, in. So let's practice. So I'm going to come down into like a little half a roll back, and I'm going to push into the heels of my hands to sit up. All right, so back, and push into the heels of my hands to sit up. And again, back we go, and push out. Can you get your elbows all the way down to the floor? Yeah. Can you get them all the way down to the floor? And push up. Okay. Now, let's try and get them all the way down to the floor. Try not to collapse into the floor. Okay. And then bring in your legs into a little tabletop position. All right. And then just extend one leg. So we're working abs and arms together. All right. So sink in these two exercises. Push away. And push away. Okay. Now we can push them away together. You don't have to come all the way down to the floor. Just come into your tabletop, push away. Right? Then you can always do your single if you want to. Yeah, you can do a single, or you can do a double. If you're going to do a double, the lower you come, the harder it is. Right? So I'm just going to come out to 45 degrees. Okay. I want to work the outer thigh as well. So let's try this. You're going to come away, open, in, and close. Take your hands onto the mat. Sit yourself up into your tricep dip position. You're going to come one, put them together, And again, so as you lift up, heel of the hand, push into the heel of the hand. 2 more. Down. Push into the heel of the hand. 1 more. Push. Now my next one, I'm going to come all the way down onto my elbows, lifting my legs up into a tabletop. Take them away. Remember, you can always do single if you want to. Option could be 1, open, in and close. Okay, that's up to you. 1, open, in and close. 1, open, in and close. One more time. 1, open, in and close. Knees all the way into the chest. Push yourself forward and grab your mini ball. So you can see the combination I'm doing from arms, abs. Yeah, combination going on. Take your mini ball, ladies, and just place it at the back of your pelvis. Push yourself back into the ball and hands away from you, shoulders away from the ears. We're going to come into your little half a roll back. That's it, down into half a roll back and lift up. Back we go and lift up. We're going to change this just to really get into the central waistline area, and we're going to go into the bow and arrow. If I want to make this bow and arrow harder, how can we do that? Instead of keeping the elbow close, open the arm. Yeah? Open. 2 more. 1. Last one. And 2. Let's go back to basic half roll backs. Come back. 1. And then 2. Now, every time I lift up away from the ball, I'm making it a little bit easier for myself. Yeah, just a little bit easier by coming back and then lifting up. Right. Now, if you want to make this harder, I'm going to come into a sweep, but I'm not going to come up. Now this is up to you, ladies. I'm hardly lifting away from the ball. My contact is there. Back. 2 more. This is so much deeper. Over. Last one. Over. And max. Take your legs away from you. Bring your arms forward, and then just over, touching your feet, get there. All right, remove the ball just from behind you. Then bring yourself around in front of your mat and roll back. Pop your hips up into your hip bridge position, and then take the ball at the back of your pelvis. Right? Okay, so just for a couple of seconds, just relax on the ball. Your pelvis is slightly tilted away from the floor, but you're still in a neutral position. Right, so still think about your B position. Hands down and relaxed. Take your right leg into a tabletop, and then your left leg into a tabletop. Again, might sound like, this feels like very easy because you've been doing this a long time with me. They want you to be very focused on you're not rocking this pelvis, yeah? You're not turning, it's staying on that ball. Okay, so I'm going to lift up on my right leg into a tabletop. I'm going to extend it to the ceiling, until flexion toe, 1, 2, doesn't matter. I'm going to bring it back in and lower. So 4 movements. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Right, now I've got all my weight on the ball. So, this is quite nice. You could do lots of these, couldn't we? We could do tons of these, probably. But this is going to be a level 1. I'm going to take it to a level 2. Now, as I lift the leg to tabletop, I've taken my weight from the ball. I have lifted the leg and brought it back in. And as I lower the foot down, so I take my weight into the ball. So I lift up away from the ball, extend into tabletop, and lower down onto the ball. Yeah. Again, you've got that ball there for safety. And if you don't want to come up too high into that bridge, then you don't have to. You can just stay here and go back. Yeah, just to lift in the leg and then in and down. Okay, I'm going to add this on. So I'm going to come up, I'm going to extend the leg, keep the hips away from the ball, down, I'm going to go into a single leg drop, lift, one more, single leg drop, and lift, and slowly bring that leg down, and your weight comes back on the ball. Okay, so on the other side. There's a lift up, it's an extension. I'm going to keep my weight, body weight away from the ball. I'm going to lower the leg. I'm going to lift. I'm going to lower the leg. I'm going to lift. Now, as I lower the leg down, I bring my weight back into the ball. Okay, let's take both legs into a tabletop position. And then just open the right side. I mean, again, if you open too far, ladies, you're going to end up falling off the ball, obviously. But just keep your body as stable as you can, opening and closing that hip. There we go. Great hip health here. Open and close. Last one. Open and close. Let's open them together. Open and close. Right? And again, now remember when I did the arms and abs with you? I did a leg extension. I opened the legs. I brought them back in and came back to tabletop. Does that feel different to you now, being on the ball? Open, close, and tabletop. Remember, you can always go back to keeping your legs in tabletop and then just opening and closing the knee. We're only going to do one more after this anyway. That's all. And last time. Away, open, in, and tabletop. Now take both feet down onto the mat. Take the right leg now away from the mat and then push, so you see like a figure of four. I'm going to lift up into a hip bridge and I'm going to remove my ball and take it away. I'm going to roll over to my right side. A lovely stretch then into your left side of your body, all the way running down. And then up. And then take that down and figure of four the other way. So over. And then take it over to your left side. And then into the center. Okay, ladies, from there, just take the leg away from the floor and then hold on to your inner thigh. Now, you may find it more comfortable, I personally do, to bring my head, neck and shoulders up away from the floor. And then I'm going to change. And you can take it down if you want to and then lift it back up. Again, up to you. We've done these so many times, haven't we, over the years? Where is April going? Wow. Give yourself a full body stretch. So take the legs away from you. Lift the arms above the head. You did run out of time there. You didn't have time for work with the weight on the floor today. Okay, I'm going to take my hands. Notice, take them into a prayer position. I'm going to turn them over. All right, turn them over just like this. I'm going to place them behind me. All right, I'm going to lift my head. I'm going to put my head into my arms. I'm going to bend the knees. I'm going to extend the right leg and take the head into the arms, and then I'm going to lift up. And again, lower, lift up. I'm going to change legs. So, lovely hamstring stretch as well. Lift and lower. Last time. Lift up and okay, release the arms away from you. Take them down to the side of you tilt the pelvis, just like we did in that A to C position. And then you're going to find your B. A position, C position, and then there's your B. All right, then from there. The pelvis lifted up, give yourself a little hip bridge. Let's actually those hip flexors there, those psoas muscles. Feeling vertebrae by vertebrae, take it down, ladies. Take your knees to your chest, the head, neck, and shoulders. Up. Bring your body round onto your fours, coming back into your C position, and then A position, and then B position. Step the toes under, coming into a downward facing dog in yoga or a calf stretch. Pilates. Pedal push the feet. Both heels down into the ground. Walk your hands into your little feet. And there we go. We're going to roll it up. And taking yourself back into your perfect posture. Lovely. So remember we did all the triceps, the abs and the arms on the floor. Stretch out the back of that arm there. So I'm going to lift up.